Now to Operation Epic Fury. Israel says that they expect the fighting to last at least 3 more weeks as Iran ramps up retaliatory strikes on its neighbors in the region.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst joins us live from Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Trey.
Hey, Lawrence, good morning. We've now entered into week 3 of Operation Epic Fury, and the U.S. and Israel are hammering the Iranian regime, going after new targets in Tehran overnight. You can see in this video here some black smoke rising from the horizon of the Iranian capital. These strikes have not only targeted Tehran, but also much of western Iran, where the launching positions and production facilities are for Iran's ballistic missile stockpile. We know U.S. Central Command says thousands of strikes have taken place since this war began. And as it continues, each and every day, the Iranians are starting to run out of the critical missiles and drones that they are using to target not only Gulf countries, but also U.S. ally Israel. President Trump was asked about this over the weekend, saying this.
Their missiles are down to a low number. You see, they're shooting very few of them. You know why? Because they don't have very many of them. And because we've decimated their manufacturing capability. Likewise, the drones are way down. They're down to about 20% of what they had. Still have some. They're pretty tough. But the drones are down, and we're starting hitting, as of yesterday, we're hitting places where they manufacture the drones. We think most of which we know where they are.
We have seen a large reduction in the amount of fire, but there is still some incoming missile fire towards central and northern Israel. Today, sirens sounded here in Tel Aviv at least 2 times. And you can see in some of this aftermath video from Sunday, one of the cluster munitions that Iran is using targeting an artery that runs through the center part of this city. Now, a top spokesperson for the Israeli military overnight defined some of the goals for Israel as it relates to Operation Epic Fury.
As a military, we do not have the goal of toppling a regime. We do not overthrow regimes. We do, however, create the conditions and undermine it so that over time, the Iranian people will take their fate into their own hands and reclaim this country, which has been taken hostage by this terror regime.
Israel's looking east, but they're also looking north to the Iran-backed Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. You can see some intense strikes here over the weekend. A variety of different positions across the country hit in these Israeli strikes. But what we learned overnight, quite interesting, the Israelis say they have now launched a ground operation into southern Lebanon. They are describing it as limited at this point, but there are tanks and troops in southern Lebanon. Some video here overnight showing those IDF soldiers operating around Hezbollah territory. What's interesting is other reports indicate up to 450,000 Israeli reservists could be called up in the days ahead to prepare for an expanded ground operation against Hezbollah. Some indications on the ground that this will start to expand deeper into southern Lebanon to bring the fight against Iran's largest proxy in the region. Guys?
So, Trey, is there any reporting about, internet connection so we can see what's happening in Tehran for the people?
And they can see what's happening, yeah.
Yeah, this is a great thing to talk about, and we know that overnight reports indicate the Iranians once again shut down much of the internet across their country to prevent civilians from being able to organize or to express their disdain for the government in Iran. Remember, during the protests that took place earlier this year, Fox News was able to connect with many people who were using Starlink in Iran, and they could get messages and even sometimes images out of this country. But this has been a very challenging situation over the past 2 months for these civilians because there are reports indicating the Iranian regime officials on the ground, these besieged forces, are going door to door to try and find anyone who has Starlink and is able to communicate with the outside world. And so it's incredibly and increasingly challenging for civilians there to communicate with people outside of Iran. But we do continue to get some pieces of information about the crackdown internally to try to prevent this from happening.
Trey, over the weekend, the foreign minister told on Face the Nation, confirmed he has 400+ kilograms of enriched uranium at 60%. When asked where it was, he said, buried. So buried under one of the sites that we blew up in 2025. Can you actually end this conflict knowing that they still have and confirmed this enriched uranium? Do you think both sides would ever feel settled ending this, ending the confrontation with that still there?
The short answer is no, and I spoke with President Trump last week, who told me the Iranians were working on an additional nuclear site. But when we think about the enriched uranium, I think back to what U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said the opening negotiation was for the Iranians, and that was they had 460 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, just one step away from 90%, which is weapons-grade material for a nuclear bomb. But even at 460 kilograms, that's enough for 11 nuclear weapons. And so, again, the short answer is no. The Americans and the Israelis will not be satisfied if the Iranians still have the ability to pursue a nuclear weapon. And that's part of the reason that Operation Epic Fury began. But we do know there are a lot of discussions behind the scenes and options for President Trump and the U.S. administration about what to do about this enriched uranium. And so we can't predict the future as to what's going to happen. But we can tell you at this point, the United States and Israel are degrading Iran's military capability to defend those nuclear sites, what's left of them, and also their ability to fire back at Israel or U.S. troops in the region. Guys?
Trey, thank you so
Trey.
much. We were talking about it over the weekend. How would you be able to get out the enriched uranium without being nuked, without our troops being nuked, or without setting off some sort of a big explosion? So it's very dangerous. I don't know how you remove that, or if you just go in and blast it.
I'm convinced there is ways that experts can remove it. We just got to get to it.
Yeah.
And it is buried because it was a very Operation Midnight Hammer was very effective. But the problem is they were reconstituting, rebuilding, and then building an additional site on top of that. That all adds up to why we took the action we did.
Can we trust them? How do we know they really have all of this enriched uranium?
Well, put it this way, it's not to their advantage to admit that. I think this foreign minister kind of got trapped into saying it because Margaret Brennan.
Makes them look tougher, though.
Well, it makes them look like they're liars. They said we're not enriching uranium past 3%. We want to do it just for energy. And then he goes, no, we're at 60%.
A week before he said that
Yeah, so
on the same show.
They are such liars. And the thing is, the foreign minister and president don't have any control of the IRGC. That's why they're making statements like, we're not hitting our Arab neighbors. You're hitting your Arab neighbors, and don't say you're only aiming for military sites. We're seeing the damage you've done on office buildings.
And we offered them uranium so that they could power their nuclear plants, and it would provide energy. And they said no. Why? Because they want to enrich.
Enrich outside the country.
That's right.
And then give them back.
All right.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.